Good evening, all. Welcome to another video by myself, the Evesham Gamer. I've got a lot to get through in this video. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of subtitle this video. He's on the pop. I need to be on the pop for this. Is this going to be a regular occurrence? I don't know. Maybe I should do videos like this and call it on the pop. He's on the pop. To which is basically kind of an homage to one of my subscribers, who I will put a link or mention him in the comments below. I can't think of the top of my head now, but I've just opened this, so let's see how long this video is going to be and see how drunk I get, which probably won't be drunk at all, because crikey, I need to be sort of drinking till like 3 or 4 in the morning before I'm proper caned. But anyway, so what's this video going to be about? Well, we've got some big hitters here. Not necessarily big hitters on games, but some big stuff, some really interesting stuff to get through. I'll leave the big stuff towards the end of the video. And what started out as a small pile has turned out to be a big pile. But it's just stuff I really wanted to talk about and to mention some people, other YouTubers that have sent me stuff, and other people that have put a shout out to me, and other people, you know, YouTubers and just normal people on the street that I know, that have, you know, mentioned some games to me that I should get. So yeah, where do I start with this? Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year to you all. 2025, what's this year going to bring us? Well, for me personally, and some people that know me and some of my viewers are going to say, for example, yeah, right, mate, to this next part, which is I have put a 3-month ban on myself from purchasing any video game paraphernalia, or anything media related. So that's DVDs, that's Blu-rays, that's cassette tapes, CDs, because I've spent a hell of a lot of money over 2024, and I did a video about getting into debt, and yes, I did get myself into debt, but you know, some things never change. And it's like, right, I've got all the big stuff now. I've got so much stuff that I don't need to buy anything more, not for a while. And so far into January, I haven't bought a thing yet. It's been really easy not having access to the CEX app. I've not once wanted to check it, whereas I would check it every day of the week for my local store to see what's in there and things like that. Nah, it's actually a bit like kind of getting rid of social media like I did ages ago, such as Facebook. I don't feel the need to check it. I haven't even checked the website, to be fair. I still have my eBay account, but that's only being used for selling now. And yeah, that's kind of where we're going with that. Well, let's just get into it, shall we? So there's bits here from different shops, so I've tried to keep them together, but you know, the bigger things I'll talk a bit more about. Smaller things not so much, but so we'll start off with Retrosect. Ben over at Retrosect in Tewkesbury. He had like you can hardly call it an open day on, yeah, because it's a shop. You can't really call it an open day because he's open, but he had kind of like an open day on the 4th of January, which had the I think they're called the Beefy Boys burgers, and there was this coffee van there, and I was really busy. There was quite a few cars because he's into, well, he does auction of cars, I believe, as well, which is, I think, is his main business. Retrosect being the retro stuff, you know, 80s, 90s stuff and all that. That's kind of a side gig for him, I think. But it was a really good day. I mean, obviously, there's only so much you can see. So I picked up a few bits off him. Unfortunately, one of the games I got didn't work, but he was really good. He's really good. He gave me a discount off something else. And there was another game that wasn't quite right. And he gave me, basically, I said I want to keep the box and the case, and the disc does work, but it's going to break at some point. It's got cracks in it, and it's only an Xbox 360 game, but he gave me some money back off of that as well, because I wanted to keep the case. It was in good nick, so it was a manual and stuff. So such a top bloke is Ben. I highly recommend you visiting his shop if you get the chance. So one of the games I picked up there was Bland Machine Head. Now I forgot how creepy this game is. It's really creepy, the start of it, the CGI start. But I've been after this one for a while. It basically plays a little bit like Descent 2 on the PC. The way it handles, I don't think it. I remember why I never played it properly in the past, because the fucking controls are horrendous. They really are. They're not designed well to go on a Sega Saturn pad. Perhaps that's just me. I don't know, but I've got that from Ben's shop, Retrosect. I also picked up over a period of 2 visits Power Stone on the Dreamcast. Never had that. Well, no, I had it many years ago, but it wasn't in my collection. Oddly enough, I've got Power Stone too. Also picked up Resident Evil Code Veronica from Ben. I think there's a couple more I got from him here. No, I was on a bit of a Dreamcast tip, so we'll just stick to that for now. These are ones I've picked up. Some of you watching will know that I don't do pickups videos. There's no other way around this if I want to discuss stuff, because some of this stuff I've had for ages. So, but you know, this is a pickups video. This is not a pickups video. It's a pickups video. Okay, so Snow Surfers was another one. I mentioned this in a video response to Andy C on Pieces of 8-Bit, in response to him about like some of my top buys and favorite things, and Super Runabout on the Dreamcast. What a fantastic game! I really implore you to play this game if you haven't played it. It's very arcadey. It's got the look and feel of Crazy Taxi, but it ain't Crazy Taxi. I mean, you can be a tank, you can be a fucking mini, and be a sports car, a bus, all sorts of things. And you just basically smash things up. Is basically what you do. Basically, Virtua Fighter 3 TB was another one that I got last year. Phantasy Star Online version 2, because what's the point in having version 1? Toy Commander was another one. I really want Toy Racer. And oddly enough, I didn't see that CEX stocked it, but that's one for a lot further down the line. Outrigger was an arcade game. Spirit of Speed 1937. Not a very good racing game, but a racing game that's unique in itself. You know, from an aesthetic point of view. Echo the Dolphin. What's this one? Defender of the Future. I fired it up. I didn't really play much with it. It looks all right. This was a while back. Don't know if I mentioned it. Daytona USA 2001. Been really playing a lot of this at the moment. Since I got, which I think the disc is down there. I'll find it in a second, but we'll get to that in a minute. 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. In my opinion, the best version of 18-wheeler. Better than the PS2 and the GameCube and the Xbox version. Slave Zero. What's that, third person sort of run and gun shooter type thing. Soul Fighter, apparently very janky according to Mr. Feed Me Chicken. I've seen a few videos of it. Looks all right, not too bad. Fur Fighters as well. That's very interesting. This game is, I have to say. I'm not going to go into it, but it's very interesting. Very interesting little game. It was actually originally called something else, and I found that out because one of these Dreamcast games has got a leaflet in it that tells you all about these games that are coming out, and that was originally named something else, for Fighters. Also been messing around with this. I had to burn this myself, but it's a Dreamcast saves disc. So it's got all the saves you can think of on Dreamcast, and all the mini games that go on the VMU. I'll probably put a link in the description below for that. And yeah, so that's all good. I wish I had a bigger table, another table here. It makes sense, really, but so let's get rid of all this Dreamcast stuff. So as you can see, I've been on a bit of a Dreamcast tip. There are some other Sega Saturn games I picked up. Not many, just a couple of ones that I saw on my travels. I don't know if I've mentioned it actually. If I haven't, sorry, but thank you very much to Game Zone Bird Room, James. He sent me these. He said to me about this ages ago, and I forgot all about it. And then he eventually got around to sending them to me. So we've got a repro of GT24, which is James' original one. So he gave that to me, very kind of you. Thank you, James. And then this one, I did say to him what it was called. I think it's Samurai Showdown 3, but it's a genuine disc. It's got the manual with it, but nothing else. But hey, I'm not complaining. It was for free from James, so thank you very much for those, James. I did some video footage on the next game. Very underrated shoot 'em up, very underrated, and that was a Game Paradise. Obviously, again, that's a Japanese import. It's not an expensive game. I think it's going to pick up in popularity very, very soon, because I don't know how it hasn't already. I can see this one getting very expensive, but I'm not here to talk about the prices of games. I'm really not, because everyone else does that. It's all about the prices, isn't it? It's not about how good these games are. It's see what we can buy and sell them for. Not enough YouTubers out there, really, to be fair, these days that talk solely about video games. It's very. I mean, I think really, to be fair, the price of games now is very much part of the rhetoric within YouTube channels, especially within retro gaming channels or game collecting channels, as they were, or as they are. He's on the pop. All right. So got some Megadrive stuff as well. Super Skid Marks. Yeah, I remember playing this on the Amiga. This is a great little thought. I think was it what the fuck was it? Was it Ivan something? Super Off Road? Was it Ivan or something? Iron something? The guy's name that was Super Off Road. It's very similar to that, but it's Codemasters and it's a J kart as well. So up to 4 players. You can even play as a cow on wheels. It's awesome. It's a great game. It's a great little game. Don't remember where I got that from, but then there was the Sega Classics collection, because what's the point of spending 150 or whatever it is it costs to buy an original copy of Gunstar Heroes? I mean, fuck me. I wish I knew back then when I had it that how much it was going to be worth. But there he goes, and I'm not going to talk about prices of games. No, did it anyway. So, but that's the point of getting that. And obviously, you know, it's got a couple of a nice little games like Flicky on there. Little bit of trivia for you. The Flicky music is actually the music that is on Game Zone Burger and James's channel when his intro. If you didn't know that already, to be fair, if you didn't know that, that's all right, if you didn't know it. So, oh yeah, some more Mega Drive and a Master System one. Cool spot, but this one, it's got one of those bloody. It's a reproduction case, and it looks freaking awful. It's too shiny. It's too shiny. It don't fit properly, the plastic, and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't even fit right. But you know, for the sake of this particular game, I pay 50p for it, so which is probably about all it's worth, to be fair. But yeah, I think it was. I saw another guy this week that was talking about these as well. These reproduction cases for Mega Drive games. I think it was that guy, the Monkeries or something. That guy. So yeah. And we got Echo, the Tides of Time. Echo, isn't it? A really shitty copy. It actually looked worse when I got it of the Terminator on the Master System. Or just for those completionists that might be watching, all of these, except for that Samurai Showdown game, are all complete. They've all got manuals. They've all got the additional little, you know, what I said. If they've got the additional like advertising in and things like that. So this is no different. This is complete. But yeah, it was really fucking janky. This thing was. It still is janky, but I got it looking a lot better than it was. Ironically, when I was at RetroSect, Ben had a thoroughly decent copy in there, complete as well. And I was just like, oh man, I only got this in like mid-December. So I think this was actually from Cash Converters in or Cash Generator in Redditch. I think that's where I got that from. A little plug for you. The Mega CD Appreciation Society will be making a new video very soon. Ooh. With myself, Retro Martin, Sean at Pompey Games Room, and of course, his name is John Bunday. So this is the game that we will be playing. Okay, I ain't going to say any more about what the game is. I ain't going to say what you're going to see in that video, but definitely stay tuned. Okay, keep an eye on my channel, keep an eye on their channels. You will see that coming up probably by the end of the month, maybe early February. There's some, John's gone way out of his way to get this sorted. Okay, whatever this game is, so this is a mystery game. But this, yes, on the Mega CD. And I better put that over there, because if I put it in that pile when I put them away, I will lose it. I'll need to burn another copy then. So next one, it's the only one I've got here for the Wii U. I don't really buy for the Wii U so much. And I've had it for a long time, and I've done a video, some little bit of gameplay of it, and that's Devil's Third. It's a bit of a Marmite game, only in the sense that, I mean, it's not cheap. It's about 40 quid or something, maybe more. It's a third-person game, and I think the best way to describe it is it's a third-person beat 'em up, basically, and it's all right. It's very unique. I think I find the kind of like the cutscenes very Bayonetta-esque. Very Bayonetta-esque. I don't see anything here on the case that suggests to me that it's made by the same people, which I think was, I can't remember now. I can see the P and the star on their emblem, but anyway. But yeah, Devil's Third. Got some GameCube stuff here. This one came from RetroSec. Never seen it before. Mario Party, Monopoly Party. What more is there to be said about Monopoly? Probably the greatest game ever made, that has been released on every single system that you can think of multiple times, and has so many different variations of the board game. You cannot know what Monopoly is. Monopoly Party. Okay. Worms 3D. And I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but this is R Racing. Okay. But this is the one that includes the bonus disc of Pac-Man Versus, which is for the GameCube, but also that utilizes the Game Boy Advance. So there you go, the double disc. This has actually gone down a little bit in price. I mean, actually by at least 20% recently. So it's well worth picking up. There aren't many copies out there, but the game, the R Racing is Ridge Racer, basically. It is and it isn't. It's a bit of a weird one. It was definitely a weird one in the Ridge Racer series. But the Pac-Man Versus, lovely little addition. Lovely little addition, I think, there. It's the full game of Pac-Man Versus. So, yeah. So I've got a couple of... I just want to talk about this, okay? This is the red boxed version of Super Mario World. I've been over this before. I really don't know what the fuck to do with it. I mean, I got it for a tenner. It's all boxed and complete. And I didn't think that this box has a plastic case in it. That's why it was sold to me. It's like, well, that's why it's a tenner. But apparently it does come with the plastic tray, not the cardboard. So I replaced the cardboard and made some cockamamie story on eBay that it was the first one I ever owned and blah, blah, blah. But when I looked, I was like, it is genuine, and everything's genuine about it. It's a lovely conditioned box, and everything's lovely about it. But it's just, does it come with a plastic tray? Or does it not? Is that how it came when it first came out? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But I took it off of eBay, and I decided to keep it. I mean, I know the yellow box version goes for a lot more, and I do understand that, because of obviously when the Super Nintendo was released, Super Mario World was a packing title, so therefore separate titles were there wasn't many of them. So don't really understand the logic behind with the red ones, but perhaps someone can inform me in the comments below. Ah, dear. Yeah. Still a fair amount to get through, so bear with me. I won't go into the DVDs I picked up. This is more kind of like, I'm saving the best to last. I always do that. Another Super Nintendo game. I believe I've mentioned this one before. Uni Rally. Another lovely condition box as well. Everything's lovely about this one. Yeah, it's a racing game with unicycles. And not sure what to do with this because I've got a cartridge only, and I'm more than happy to keep that. I don't really need this one. This just came up at a very good price. Someone just said to me, "Well, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I paid next to nothing for it. Considering the condition it's in, I'd say that's collector's edition. Collector's condition. So possibility there. Might sell it. Someone's interested. Some original Xbox here. So shout out to Retro Red Steve. He mentioned this a long time ago on one of his videos, and I at least the first quarter of last year picked up this compilation, Tecmo Classic Arcade. It's got Bomb Jack in it, and it's got Bomb Jack in it. And then I picked up, this came up because I'd been playing, I hadn't played it for a long time. It's quite hard. It's Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. I picked this up because of and it was because of the hype of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is was my game of the year for last year. But I felt that I needed to go back to that again, so I did, and been thoroughly enjoyed. But it's very fucking hard. The Emperor's Tomb is very, very hard. So it kind of took away a bit of the enjoyment. I forgot how hard it was. I don't recall ever finishing it. And that ain't going to change anytime soon, I can tell you that much. And then there was, not specifically this one, but Midway Arcade, excuse me. Midway Arcade Treasures 3. It's got like Hydro Thunder on it, Race Driving, Badlands, Off-Road Thunder. It's got some arcade games in it, like proper arcade games, really good ones as well. I say, Badlands, Off-Road Thunder and stuff. I'd never seen it before, so I was quite surprised to see this particular one. And then I've already got this on multiple systems, but I picked this Midway Arcade Treasures 1 up for the Xbox because I'd never seen this style cover before. It's generally a different one. So this isn't a very common cover. I was like, I like that. That'll kind of complement the Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I think they did. I don't know if 2 ever got released on Xbox. Well, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. All right, a couple of bits of Mega CD stuff. There was Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Volume 2. I don't think I've mentioned that I've picked that one up. I may have mentioned these before, but it's worth mentioning because I can't remember. It was such a long time ago since I did not pickups video. Double Switch. If you haven't played that, it's an FMV game, as were a lot of games at that time when the Mega CD was out. And then BC Racers as well. So if you haven't heard of BC Racers, it's in the Chuck Rock universe. It's all right. Rubber banding's fucking horrendous in it, but it's all right. It's not a bad little kart racer, but it certainly ain't up there with any of the good ones. So yeah, but I was pleased to have that. Never ever played it before until I got that. Right. So we're going to some 360 stuff with a fucking huge hitter in it, then a bit of hardware as well, and then we're done. So I was going through the Telltale games on the Xbox 360, and I didn't know some of them existed, but I think I've got them all now, other than the 2 separate games that are out there, and I'll get to that in a second. So the first one, which for those people that are interested in the price, it's about 15 to 20 quid now. I got this for 4 quid from Germany, and it's in English. I don't give a shit. And that's The Wolf Among Us on the Xbox 360. It's obviously available on the Xbox One. Feed Me Chicken sent me a copy for free to play, which I have been playing. Then there was the Batman the Telltale series. Then there was, I think this was the last one, but we'll just put it in the order they come in here. Then there was Game of Thrones, which is pretty unknown. It's not very well known at all, and that's like 15 to 20, maybe 30 quid now. And then there's the Game of the Year edition of The Walking Dead, which features this. Was it season one? I think it's season one. No, hang on a minute here. There's, I don't know. I didn't even read the fucking disc. Oh yeah, season 1 and season 2. It's got both of them on that. So there are 2 separate box versions of this, but this obviously is all in one. You're just getting 2 discs in one case. That's what that is. I can tell you, for those of you that might be interested in getting these Telltale games, especially, well, but all of these ones, so the Walking Dead series, Batman and Game of Thrones, yes, you can still get download the DLC for it, the season pass DLC, so you can get all the episodes on those still on the 360, even though the store is closed down. So that's worth knowing, and they're not backwards compatible, so has to be on your 360. Next one, I don't think. Do I want to go into this? Maybe it's just a side note, really. But Space Chimps on the Xbox 360, I noticed this has been going up quite significantly in price. I didn't know that. It's a kids game based on it's a platformer, 3D platformer based on a film, I think. Yeah, it's a 20th Century Fox film, I think. So yeah, just wanted to mention there. Those of you that know, watch this channel and know how much I love Virtual On. So that's the Sega dual stick arcade game that was released on multiple systems. Xbox 360, PS3, Sega Saturn, PS2, Dreamcast, all these different ones. You'll know that I absolutely fucking love Virtual On Force. I mean, so much so that I've gone so fucking out with that. I've got the memorial box, which you'll know because it's not only that behind me. I've shown it on many videos before. Plus the standalone standard version of Virtual On Force. So I went and bought another copy, which looks like it comes out the memorial box because of the sleeve. It's a very simple white sleeve with the Virtual On Force logo on the front. The reason why it says 4 is because it's a 4-player, 4 characters in it at once. The difference with this one is it comes with the Fable DLC. I ain't going to flip it around to show you the code, but that's it there, okay? That's the DLC. I can tell you that it doesn't work. I knew it doesn't work, but yeah, for the completionist of Virtual On stuff, for the Xbox 360, that was my last one. That DLC is very creepy because all it allows you to do is increase the bust size, so that's the tits, of the female robots. Only in Japan. That's just, it's creepy, but if I had got that before, I thought it came in the memorial box, but clearly not, which is a bit bizarre, really. But hey, there you go. We move swiftly on. So you know that as well as, well, you know by watching this channel that I absolutely love a collector's edition or special edition on the Xbox 360. I fucking got lots of them. And you may remember that this game, Killer is Dead, the fan edition, brand new and sealed, came up on my radar and I got it for a very good price. And this became my best collector's edition that I've got on the Xbox 360. Now, I'm never going to open it because I've already got the game itself. I've got 2 other copies. I've got digital copy and I've got the physical copy with all the DLC. So I don't need to open this. This is purely a piece that will be sold on at some point in the future. I've only gone and bettered it. I've only gone and bettered it to the point of, we ain't talking Dead Space 2 collector's edition here, okay? We ain't talking fucking games that are rare like the NBA game on the Xbox 360. Oh, no. We went above and beyond this time. And I can tell you that this game, the particular edition of it on the PlayStation 3 is still currently available. Brand new, I think, by the looks of it, on eBay for about 30 or 40 quid, maybe 50 quid. It just isn't sought after on the PS3, but on the Xbox 360, I can tell you, you will never find it. I've been waiting for this to come up for years. I mean, I'm probably talking Yeah. I mean, I've been waiting for that for it for years. Yeah. And I can sit here and arc on about it. But this came up on eBay, and it instantly had like fucking 20 watches. I was like, if I don't buy this now, it's going to go any minute. It's literally going to go. So I put an offer in, and I managed to save about 15 quid. But I did pay a lot of money, and I ain't going to tell you how much I paid because it ain't difficult for you to look it up on eBay. You will see what I paid for it. I didn't pay what the price it says that it was sold for, but I paid a little bit less than what it sold for. Now I have the original copy of this, okay, which is quite a sought after game as it already is, which is Iron Sky Invasion. Now, those of you that have never seen the Iron Sky films, I'd never watched them until last week when I spoke to Ben at Retrosect. I was discussing with him this particular special edition, and I've already told you can see now it's to do with this. And he said, "You got to watch it. It's just fucking mad." And I did watch it. And the premise is basically the Nazis, when they lost World War II, they ended up buggering off to the moon, to the dark side of the moon, and then they come back and they invade the world. It's not a very good film, and the sequel's even fucking worse. Like, there's a fucking Hitler's riding fucking a T-Rex. I'm not kidding you. But as for the game itself, the game is not bad at all. And what I got was this. This is the Xbox 360 version of Iron Sky Invasion, the Götterdämmerung. I can't pronounce that. It's German. Wow. I mean, it's sealed. It's brand new. It's never been opened. It's of course it's complete. Never seen one sold. CEX don't recognise this. I've never seen any sold. Pricecharting.com does not have a price for it. The only one that has sold, as far as I can see, was never, other than this one that I bought. Fuck. So I'm going to put this out there and ask if there's anyone that knows any other collectors out there. I would love to know how many people in the UK own this. Now, I know a few people in the United States do, because there's a couple of videos from, believe it or not, when this first got released in 2012. And those videos were uploaded in 2012 on YouTube. I've not seen anything else of it. I don't know anyone in the UK that's got one. I've never seen anyone else do a video on it. I'm not going to be unboxing it, no fucking way. But what I paid for it, I reckon I could get a lot more for it from the right person. But that ain't going to happen. I want to be unique. I don't believe anyone else in the UK's got this. Not this anyway. So, but if you have, do let me know. I want to talk to you. Drop me a message below. So that is a fucking big hitter for the 360. Right, last two bits. So this is actually a bit of hardware. I went about out of my way again, because if you know me, you know I love my controllers, especially for the Xbox 360. I went out and bought one of these, which is a Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra. Lovely. It's a lovely controller. I have to say, it does not feel as premium as this, which is the Xbox Elite Series 2. This feels like a nice controller. However, let's unplug this and have a little look, shall we? There's no point in keeping it plugged in. Then here it is. Here's the controller itself. It does feel a lot more cheaper. So if I try and just turn this on here, you can see it's got a screen on that. You can do all the change all the settings, everything from the controller itself without having to be plugged into a PC or an Xbox. And it comes with a nice little magnetic stand with a little USB attachment, which is for if you want to use it on a PC. Probably one of the standout things about this controller is it's got Hall effect sticks on it. So effectively means you shouldn't get stick drift. It says anti-drift. And those of you that know anything about Hall effect sticks will know that they are far better than the mechanical ones that you see, or that literally are in most things, most controllers. So hopefully in like 5 or 6 years, we won't be seeing any of the old style sticks anymore on controllers. So that's that. The last thing. Wow, I've got to say this, okay? Let's just show you what it is. It's going to be far more easier. It is the OSSC Pro. Okay. Now, I didn't think this thing was going to be so big. I have the version I've got here. I don't have a fan in there. However, I've ordered one. and I'll be installing that probably next week. This is a lovely bit of kit. Oh my god, this blew my fucking mind with the quality that comes out of this. Now, I'm not here to say that the RetroTink 4K is better or worse, or the RetroTink 5X. There's another one as well. Was it called the Mobox or something? I can't remember now. But I'm not talking about those. Okay, I'm talking about specifically about this. If you want one of these, there's only one place in Europe that sells these. They are based in the Republic of Ireland. If you're in the UK, that's the only place you can get them from in the UK. You're looking about a week to a week and a half delivery. You need to be aware that there will be a customs charge. This currently is retailing on videogameperfection.com at €333, which is about 267 quid. I had to pay personally for import fees, and there was obviously the handling charge from Parcel Force. I think I paid just short of 70 quid for that. So in effect, I've paid around like 350, 360 quid or so for this. I did get the version with the it's the is it J2SI connection? Do I have it here? Do I have it here? Oh, I do have it here. Yeah. So it's the JP21 to SCART cable along with it as well, and the fancy remote control as well. Look at that, lovely, isn't it? Even says OSSC at the bottom, so that's nice. At OSSC Pro at the bottom. So looking forward to doing some good videos on this. I mean, I'm not a I do work in IT, but I'm not a technical person in the sense I can sit there and give you all the information you need about the OSSC Pro. There's some fantastic videos already out there about this device. This is now my go-to upscaler and downscaler. It does do 4K. It's got some phenomenal functionality, but I would say for the average person, you're probably best looking at the OSSC X, I think it's called now. James at Games Zone Berberin will be shortly uploading a video about that device. I think he's got one from Kaiko. They gave him one. I've got, funnily enough, I've got a Kaiko OSSC, but this is the original one, okay? So I think this only goes up to version 1.6 for firmware, I think, or 1.5. This isn't surplus to requirement, but I don't really need it anymore. I have mentioned to Feed Me Chicken, for example, that I would give it away, but I'm kind of thinking now maybe I'm just going to have to sell it, but at a reduced cost of what this one currently goes for. But I did reach out to Kaiko a while ago, so and said that, you know, can I do a review? I think it was on the Gamecube HDMI adapter and stuff, and they seem to be more than willing to do it, but I never followed it up. So well done on you, James, for following it up with Kaiko, because there's nothing. Yeah, they're a great little company. They're more than willing to listen to smaller YouTubers, by the looks of it, which is great, because you can contact other companies if you want that sort of thing on your channel, and they just basically ignore you. I actually tried it with these guys, Secret Lab, to try and get a free chair, and yeah, that didn't work out well. Unless my name is fucking Retro Getro or something like that, you know what I mean? There's no fucking way. But I'd rather be that way, you know, not have to have all that, which makes me sound like I'm being condescending towards James, and I'm not at all. You know, well done, mate, for getting Kaiko to give you the 1.7, I think it is. So it's the OSSC X, basically. And that's it. So let's look forward to seeing some fantastic gameplay footage. Like fucking crisp as fuck, this thing. Oh man, this is my baby now. This is my proper baby. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just me rabbiting on, as always. Not sure what's going to be coming next. I have no fucking idea, because I'm kind of like, oh, is that it now? That's never it. There's too much stuff in here and too much stuff in the loft. A bit like Big Kev says over at Access Area 6, Narnia. My whole house is fucking Narnia, or at least up the top floor is. Fucking God's sake. Not like with really expensive games. Like, who the fuck pays 700 quid for a fucking copy of Fortnite on the original Xbox? Man, the world's gone mad. Anyway, if you've got any comments, any responses or anything, leave them in the comments below, obviously. Wish you all the best. I'll speak to you on the next one, I guess. So take care. See you later.